The summer's gone. I don't know if you needed that PSA, but it is. It's completely gone. And it went like that. I feel like it just started, you know? And what's crazy about it is we didn't do any homeschooling during the summer. And if you watched my previous summertime or summer homeschooling, it was like summertime, the summertime. Uh, we were supposed to. We were supposed to. Usually, I do. Like, usually I take and homeschool throughout the year. It's easier on me, you know. This year I was like, oh, we'll take a week off. Oh. After that week, I was like, let's take another week and another week and another. It turned into a whole 3 months, y'all. And so now here we are, not back to school time. So let's talk about this. The children are getting ready to go back to school, but your child is not. So you can get ready for strangers to come up to you and say some of the most ridiculous things you ever heard of. What? You didn't know that would happen? Girl, let me tell you about it. So I think I said this. I'm fairly certain I said this. I haven't made a video in over a month. So if I repeat myself, excuse me, por favor. Pero my name is Ashante and I am a part of the village. You may think, gosh, she looks and sounds a little bit different than the rest of the homeschoolers. Thanks, Amber. I appreciate that. See, because in the village, we are a little bit different. Most of us, well, you know what? Let me talk about me. I have one child, not 10. I am not married. I'm single, very single, future husband. That's a wink. I'm not good at it. Pero I talk from my truth. That's my truth. It resonates with singles and marrieds and anyone who homeschools because the truth is the truth, no matter what. So what we're going to talk about today is 5 things. I wanted to get every last thing that you would hear in this video, but then this video would take forever. So I am going to do the top 5 things. 5 things that you will hear once you tell people you're a homeschooler. And in the summer, no one really asks you it as much, but once fall comes and all those kids are gone for 8 hours a day and there's you and your child at the Chuck E. Cheese, you know what I'm saying? There's you and your child at the grocery store. That's when grown adults will come up to you and your child and start saying some unique things. Now, most of them are very respectful. Most of them are truly just curious, but some of them are idiotic. You just have to prepare yourself. I try to be the clapback queen, but I am no Chrissy Teigen. So maybe you have heard these things and you have a classic response. If you do, please put them below. That way you can help me and other women like me who are just like, come child, let's go. Instead of, yo mama. So these are in no particular order. If you know me, you know, well, you probably have noticed that from this video. I'm kind of squirrel. So they're not in any order. But the last one, honey, woo, child, you will hear it all the time. So let's jump right in. Numero uno. I am really feeling Espanol today. Lo siento, Holmes. Pero let's go. Number 1. So usually you'll say something like, yeah. Oh, they'll say, here we go. Let's paint a picture. There you are at the park enjoying a nice fall day where your child literally is enjoying the entire park by himself or maybe with his homies and you're just relaxing. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. But then there's some jogger or there's some elderly, usually it's the elderly couples, at least for me. There's some elderly couple and they just walk their little cute selves up to you and they're like, why isn't he in school? Obviously, this elderly couple smokes. And you're like, oh, we are in school, you know, they homeschool. And that's my number 1 thing that I'll say first. When someone asks you, why aren't they in school? Tell them he is in school. This is a life lesson. Is your child getting that at Sew 'em Up Elementary? Is your child getting that at Pocahontas Elementary? Is your grandchild getting that at Lewis and Clark Elementary? Didn't think so. Then if your child is around, they'll look at your child so sweet and so innocent. It's like, you're homeschool, and there's your child like, yeah. And then they'll go with the hit. Do you like your teacher? What is that foolishness? What are they supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? Maybe it's been a bad morning and they don't like their teacher. Maybe I don't like the student. Maybe I don't even like you, Alfred, who asked you to come over here. But I don't know why it is, but that is usually the number one thing they want to ask. And they'll do so with the grin. Johnny, go take a breathing treatment. No one wants to hear your little joke, okay? It's not funny. That was number one thing. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the clapback queen. Maybe you guys have something. We're moving on to the second one. Now that they have your child cornered and they've already asked about the teacher, it's like they want to know, how well are you teaching this child? So they look at the child and they say things like, what's the capital of Alaska? What's 4 times 3 minus 8? Who's the president? Never answer that one. Don't ask my child about the president. It gets so real. Anyway, all of a sudden it's a pop quiz. It's a pop quiz, and it's like, do you do this to children who are in a public or private school setting? Do they? I don't know. I don't recall that. You know, we were in public school until about 2nd grade. And never did anyone ask her, what color is this? Or can you add 1 + 1? But as soon as we say we're homeschooled, boom, everyone's automatically this like fact finder. See if they know. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. Once they are done interrogating your poor, beautiful child, then they want to ask you questions. And this question usually comes more from women. And I don't know if it's like a ignorance thing or if it's a bashing thing, but it comes off like it's a bashing thing. And they'll ask something like, so what do you do all day? And it would be different if they're like, oh wow, so what do you do all day? It's literally, so what do you do all day? And they like speak through their nose. What do you do all day? Girl, you don't want to know. You really don't want to know. And what's funny is I just got my braids done, so I'm like playing them a lot, excuse me. But what's funny is I really can't even explain it all to you because there's so much. And sometimes you'll have people say kind of an alternative of that. It's like, oh no, I have to be able to run my errands and do this, that, and the other. I'm meeting you at the store, Suzette. Like, I'm at the Kroger with you. What else do you want from me? I don't know what else you want me to say, you know? So what do I do all day? If I started listing to you all the things I do all day. All right, so let's see here. Let's see, 6 a.m. There's my run. 6 a.m. I run. I try to work out to about 7:30. I get home about 8, and then I take a shower, start waking up the kid. Once I wake her up, she goes make the little breakfast. If I have time, I'll make her a very nutritious breakfast because I'm trying to be that mom. After I make her breakfast, then we kind of have prayer. We have prayer and we have Bible study, and then we kind of relax, and then we'll do art. Art is fun. We like to get that knocked out. We'll have lunch. We do lunch together. She cooks lunch. I cook lunch. You don't want all that. You don't want all that. You don't want to know all that. You don't want to hear all that. I do what moms do. I take care of my child, period. In between there, we learn some pretty awesome stuff. So you lose. Next, I have a video coming on this because this one is actually a little bit more serious, and I'm breaking down the video for a little bit because I feel like homeschoolers have been given this false sense of security, and we shouldn't. The next thing that they'll say or you'll hear is, and it's usually once again elderly people, they'll say something along the lines of, "You're so smart to do that with everything that's going on in schools nowadays." Or you'll have people who are your age, who are parents, like, I've been thinking about homeschooling just because all of the gun violence in schools. This one is tough for me because there's a part of you that's self-righteous. I have that about being natural. I have that about being vegetarian. I have that about being a runner. You think your way is the best way. That's why you do it. So when someone comes to you and they're like, oh my God, you're so smart to do that, you want to be like, duh, get like me. But we can't be that way. And part of the video, we'll talk about why we have to prepare our children, because in public schools, I know that they're having mass shooter drills. And I feel like as homeschoolers, we have to do the same to prepare our children, because shootings aren't just happening in schools. In Texas, we literally just had El Paso. And then we woke up the next morning and Dayton happened. And I believe it's our job to say, if I am taking her out of school or him out of school just because there's shootings, I have to take him out of church. I have to take him out of the movie theater. I have to take him out of the grocery store. I have to, change our whole lives. And that is not what we're about. So that one is a little bit more serious. And I feel like you need to get to it completely and stop it right then, because for a while I let it go. Because I was, it's terrible. And I got this false sense of security, but it's not true. It's not right. And that is not the reason why I homeschooled. I hope it's not the reason why you homeschooled either, because like I said, I don't believe fear should change anything that we do. Now, I'm being kind of preachy and possibly even an oxymoron, because I've always said, I'm not going to homeschool through high school. But now I think about, do I really want to put her back into school during high school when most of the shootings happen? So there's like a oxymoron there, but you will hear that. And I hope that you do take it seriously and cut it off. And I do hope you look for the next video that comes out about that, because it has some good information in it. But let's get back to the fun stuff. The last one. Okay. If I just want $1. If I had $1 for every time someone said this or something like this to me, I'd at least be a thousandaire. At least a thousandaire. At least like a thousandaire. They'll sit there and they're going to ask you, just be prepared. They're going to ask you, how do you socialize him? Aren't you afraid he's going to be weird? Does he have any friends? So, how do you socialize him? Here's the thing. I have to literally delegate my schedule to not socialize her. Oh my God. There's so many things vying for the homeschool attention. Just this week coming up alone, we got not back to school pool parties. We got Pokemon meeting clubs. Did y'all know they have Pokemon meeting clubs? Homeschoolers have Pokemon meeting clubs. We got dance. We got coding. We got, 2 birthday parties. Not 1, 2 birthday parties. Socialization is not an issue for the homeschooler. But what has happened is, oh, that was cute. Girl, when I tell you, sometimes you catch yourself, you be like, girl, why are you single? Anyway, what has happened is the people who came before us, which thank God for them. Shout out to Martha and Mary. Those are Jesus people. Shout out to Rebecca. Rebecca was in the Bible. Was Rebecca in the Bible? Rebecca was in the Bible. I'm real churchy. I don't know. Shout out to people who came before us in homeschooling. That's all I'm gonna say. Because they're the ones who paved the way where we could have this cush, not like that kind of cush, but this nice homeschool setting. They fought for the homeschool laws. They're the ones who made it where there are these nice co-op setups where there's homeschool groups. So shout out to those guys. But some of them, have weird kids. I said it, okay? They're the kind of kids you look at and you're like, oh my God, I pray he's not the Unabomber. Because they do things and you're like, oh, did they not see their child? You know, I remember once being in a homeschool setting and this kid was, I like the way I did that. Anyway, this kid was probably 15, 16, and he liked to wear the elf ears, you know, and his mom let him wear the elf ears. Genius of a child, so smart and intelligent and sweet. Oh, such a sweet boy. But he wouldn't leave the house without his elf ears. And that's part of the thing that you get to do as a homeschooler. You let your kid be themselves forever. Societal pressures don't bog them down the way that they do in public and private schools. But because of that, we got the stigma now. It is what it is. And I think that people think we're just stuck in the house all the time. We just do homeschool and then go to sleep, when that's truly not how it is. So when you get asked, how do you socialize? Just say, how do I not? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 that I have. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're able to stay with this video. It was kind of all over the place. It's my first video back in about a month because I'm the inconsistent queen. But we're getting better, right? We're going to do better. School's back in session. School? No, that school's out for the summer. I don't have a song for you guys. I'm sorry. If you like this video, which I mean, I hope you did, please make sure to leave a big thumbs up. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to us. It's funny because now I'm starting to get more into this YouTube thing, like looking through, and they tell you how many people watch your video who are subscribed to you versus who's not. Like 50% of y'all who watch are not subscribed. Buster, you are. Buster, you can no longer be. Go ahead and subscribe and share this. Share this with all your homeschooling friends, people who are thinking about homeschooling, people who have homeschooled. And if you are a homeschooler, tell me what I missed. Tell me what you hear all the time that you can't believe I didn't add to this video. Maybe we can help some people who are coming into this journey. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a blessed and awesome day. I'll talk to you guys later.